everybody, this is Nikolai from Vintage and Rare. I'm here with Bill from Asher Guitars and Lap Steels. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm well.
I'm doing good as well, thanks. We've been working together on Vintage and Rare for a year's time now, and maybe you could tell me a little bit more about the company and your models and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I started, right out of high school. I was very much into bands and music and rock, like a lot of kids my age, and I was acing wood shop, and I was just squeezing by my other classes and stuff, and I graduated, and at that time I had completed my woodshop project, which was to build my own electric guitar. And at the time I had a mid-70s Stratocaster, and brought it into my woodshop teacher, and we kind of drew it out, and I made my own body and then took it to the local repair shop to have it finished up. And at that time I was just enamored with woods, and guitars were something that I was really connected with in playing music, but I loved the concept of being a craftsman. So the shop that I took my guitar to be completed, to do the wiring, he took me on as an apprentice. I apprenticed for 4 years with Jeff Lunsford and his partner Don McVicker, and they were like the main repair shop in Los Angeles at the time. They were right next to West LA Music. And after 4 years into it, I was doing fret work. I had met Floyd Rose. That was around the time in the 80s when that bridge came, and I went to the Floyd Rose installation seminar, and we were doing lots of mods and stuff, and wanting to be a builder right off the bat was very difficult, especially in the 80s. Everybody wanted a Fender or a Gibson or a Charvel or a Kramer, and then it wasn't until we had done like a bunch of custom, like one-off guitars for guys, but for a good 15 years I really dug deep into the repair and restoration thing, and I got to work with a couple other great luthiers. I left that shop for a while and went to work for Mark Lacey, who was right up in kind of the heart of the music scene up on Sunset Boulevard.
We work with Mark as well, actually.
Yeah, he's a great archtop builder. I learned a lot of chops from him as far as like structure and being really detailed about joinery, sharp tools. Like he would sit there and wet sharpen all his chisels and use a lot of hand tools, and that was good training for me. And then after that I worked for Rick Turner from early 90s to about 1996.
He's still building?
Rick is still building. He's in Santa Cruz. He is very famous for his work with designing the guitar for Lindsey Buckingham. So I worked with Rick in production building the Turner Model 1. And then that's when he was doing his Renaissance series guitars too, but right before he moved to Santa Cruz. And that's where I learned a lot about the acoustics and electronic qualities of guitars. Rick is a genius when it comes to designing electronics. And after that, I set up a shop in Santa Monica called Guitar Traditions. And we were kind of the main go-to guitar shop for repair and restoration work. And in 1998 is when I got the phone call from Ben Harper, and he was looking for somebody to design and build his electric lap steel guitar. He had been playing Weissenborns, and his music was progressing and getting to more of a full-size band situation. And so he said, I really need an electric version of this Weissenborn instrument. And I was pretty familiar with the Weissenborn, and I had some nice Koa stashed. And I said, Ben, I think we could do like a really cool Koa-topped, mahogany neck-through bodied instrument, string it through the body with the Weissenborn style bridge, and design some pickups that would really have a lot of sustain but pull some tone from the kind of the acoustic vibe of the body, and he was really excited. So we built 2 prototypes, and that became his first signature model, and then evolved into kind of more of he wanted something that really had a lot more drive and sustain like a Les Paul. So that's when I designed
let's take a look at
the Series 2 Ben Harper model that was like a real true Gibson inspired instrument, and this thing kicks ass. It's a smoking like lead and solo guitar. We built 100 on the limited edition run of these, and those sold out about a year ago, and it's been such a mainstay guitar for Ben now that he's he has signed on, and we're doing a signature model Ben Harper now in this series, so they're no longer limited. And like over here, we did a custom gold top, which is really slick. I really like the look of it. Brazilian rosewood fretboard is what we've gone to instead of the Koa, like on the original Series 2. And then this is my kind of flagship Electro Hawaiian Model 1 that we've done with some nice, pearl detail. And this is pretty much the predecessor to the first Ben Harper lap steel that we made, kind of evolved into the Electro Hawaiian Model 1.
I saw him at Roskilde Festival a few years ago, where he opened up with this Hendrix tune with a lot of distortion, and I was like, what is this guy doing with the lap steel? It sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Probably been an Asher then.
Yeah, it would have been an Asher lap steel, and he, he's been great for the lap steel kind of renaissance, because he's taken the lap steel and it's not about Hawaiian or just country music. It's an electric 6-string monster guitar that you can really do progressive rock and blues with, And so my line is, since '98, my line's progressed through the lap steel thing, and my new model, which I'm really excited about, is this T Deluxe model here, which I'd always wanted to work on my own kind of design and reincarnation of like the cool Telecaster, but do something a little more complex and have a little more sonic options and stuff. And people who've played these now are really excited about it. It's a little bit bluesier, bridge pickups, real honky, good mid-range and good sustain and stuff. And the neck pickup, on a lot of tellies, they seem to be a little weak and dark, and I wanted to solve that problem, so I came up with kind of a Teisco inspired, almost a mini humbucker size single coil pickup, and it works really well. Super clear bell tone on the low end, a nice sparkle on the top end, and the combination of the two in parallel is really got a great kind of telly twang to it.
It's a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, these have been coming out real nice. We use the Dale Clark's Glendale bridges and knobs and stuff. I really like his hardware.
How much is a guitar like this one?
The base price on these start at about $2,700 with like a poly finish like the Sonic Blue here, and then they move up to, this is the Nitro Vintage Cream, and then this with a quilt top goes up to about $3,800 from $2,800. That's about the price range on the T Deluxe model. Thanks for checking out my guitars and lap steels here in Arlington, Texas show. And if you want to learn more about me, check out vintage&rare.com, or you can check my website, asherguitars.com.
Have a good day.
All right.